Welcome yourself to this morning's practice, this day's practice, by closing your eyes and bringing your attention inward. Quick body scan, notice what pieces of the body might need a little bit more energy or focus today. Send the breath, loving kindness throughout. And then dip the chin down to the chest. Rock the head from side to side. Full circles. Nice and slow. Go one way 2 times. And then switch to the second direction. Little seated cat and cow. Blow the breath out through the mouth anytime you need a little more release and freedom. Let's lift both arms up to the sky. Open the eyes if not already. Right hand down by your side, lean over. Take both arms back up. Second direction, lean over. Good. Both arms high. Bring the palms together right to the center. Get a signal of appreciation for this practice, ableness to participate today. All right, come on over to all fours. Keep the movement going in cat and cow. And from cat and cow into downward facing dog when you're ready. No rush to get there if you need a little bit more rounds here. Pedal out the feet, keep some flow in this downward facing dog. Just awakening the body to the movement. Step the right foot forward in between the hands for your low lunge. Rock a little bit forward and back there. And then keep knee over the line of the ankle, back leg straight, and come upright. Shoulders right over the line of the hips. Lift the arms up to the sky. Then bend and straighten the back leg a few times. Warm up through quads, knee joints, hamstrings, glutes. Hinge forward at the hips. Drop the hands back down either side of the front foot. And then add a twist, right hand up to the sky. Lower the right hand and step back to plank. All month long, there's a little bit more focus and attention to hips, creating stability. and opening. We'll see that come through today. Cobra, peel the chest up. We're keeping it loose with a little rock and everything today. And then downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward to the low lunge. Once you find the length of that stride again, just a little forward and back rock. Straighten and bend the front leg or keep it bent and just change the weight. And then settle in. Back leg straight, front knee over the line of the ankle. Bring the hands to the waist. Lift the torso straight up and down. Arms to the sky. All right, back knee kind of hovering right above the mat. Bend and straighten. Again, warming up back side of the body here. Good to yourself. Go slow, no rush. Hinge forward. Drop the hands back, either side of the front foot. And then left arm up in a twist. Place both hands down. Step back to plank. All the way flat down to the mat. Interlace the hands behind you or let them stay open. Locust pose, lift up. On the exhale, this time push back to child's pose. Take twisted child's pose. Right arm threads underneath the left arm. Your butt can be higher or lower. Test it out, see what you like. Unthread the arm, try the second side. Left arm underneath. Let's unthread, and again, downward facing dog. One more set with our lunges. Step the right foot forward into the low lunge. This time, bring both hands to the inside of your foot. Create a little space. Maybe heel toe the right foot a little more out to the right side. Do that same rocking back and forth. Perhaps going for a little straighter front leg this time. And then let's land in down dog lunge. So deep bend to the front knee, over the line of the ankle again. Turn the back heel down and reach the arms out. To give yourself a little bit more space, maybe it just feels better. Feel free to walk the hands more towards the side, the long edge of your mat. And then as you come back in, feet more hip distance apart, walk the hands up to the front thigh and go for a deeper twist. Left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Tone and turn in the abdomen. To challenge your balance, keep the back knee up to provide more stability, back knee down. Plenty of benefit to working either option. And then untwist and step back to plank. Lower flat down, cobra. Peel up. A little bit of sway and movement in cobra. Downward facing dog. We'll try it all on the second side. Step the left foot through. Take your time, hands to the inside, a little more width of the feet. Big rock forward and back. No wrong way to do this. And then stop the movement, come into down dog lunge. Spin the back heel down. A little more static pose. Walk the hands out. Again, we're thinking front corner of the mat or more off to the side towards the long edge. If you always do one particular way, maybe try something a little different. Always looking for the creativity to keep things interesting. Keep the body guessing. And then walk it back in, hands on either side of the front foot. Spin the back heel up so you end up hip distance apart. Walk the hands to the front thigh. And add the deeper twist, right elbow to the outside of the left knee. And again, we have those options of back knee down or up. If it's feeling like too tight of a twist, we're still warming through the body. You could go back to the first option with fingertip, one hand down, one hand up. Slowly move out of the twist, back to plank. Lower flat down to the mat, hands behind your head. Lift everything that you can up. And press back to child's pose. Right into downward facing dog. And now twisted down dog. Meaning have your feet about as wide as the yoga mat, so a little bigger space to work with. And then take the right hand, hold on to the left leg. Reach down towards the ankle. Look underneath the left armpit. Set the right hand down and switch sides. So first just finding your balance, left hand up, and then reach towards the outside of the right leg. And I'm literally using the arm to pull my upper body through. Push a lot through your right thumb and first finger so you stay lifted in the shoulder. And then two hands down. And walk your hands backwards to your feet. Hang over your legs. Ragdoll pose, always one of my favorites. That heavy release of the upper body. This is a really nice pose if you find yourself, I've been sitting, I've been typing a little bit in that hunched position for most of a single hour. Get up for even just 60 seconds and hang. It'll help. And then after you hang, roll the body up, roll the shoulders up and back. Forward and down. All right, walk up to the front end of the yoga mat. Send both arms high to the sky, palms together, cross at just the thumbs. So it uses a little more strength and power to keep hands together there instead of interlacing the full fingers, just the thumb cross. Lean the hands to the right. hips a bit to the left. Come back to your center. Utkatasana, chair pose. And take a twist to that same side, left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Untwist, stand tall, hands back up to the sky, cross the thumbs again. Try the second favorite thumb in front, even a little more ask, and then lean to the second direction. Squeeze your glutes, press down into your feet, try to lean your head and shoulders back so torso stays open. Good, come back to center. Utkatasana, bend the knees, sit into the thighs. Of the twist, right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Remember, you're kind of like grooving and flowing through the positions. Don't get stuck. Keep working with it. Untwist, stand tall again, arms to the sky, and keep the hands separate. All right, listen up. Left foot stays forward. Step your right foot back into the high lunge. Warrior two, spin the back heel down, open up the arms, gaze out over the front fingertips. Take the left elbow down to the thigh. Reach your right arm palm down overhead for extended side angle. And then can you lower both hands to the inside of the foot? Notice how that's the same as when we were going towards down dog lunge. Sometimes it's nice just to imprint those lines in the body. Say the words, notice how the shapes all match. All right, and then we're coming back up, elbow to knee. Right arm palm down overhead, again for that side angle pose. And warrior two. Okay, lower the hands on each side of the front foot as you pick up the back heel and step back to plank. Up dog. So I like up dog from the straight arm position. So you keep the arms straight like you're at the top of plank. Flip to the front of the feet. Does that work with your ankles? If not, I'll give you a different option. And then hips go down and forward as you keep the upper body straight the entire time. If the turn of the ankles doesn't work, you can come all the way down, turn the feet, and then a little more upper body strength to press you back up. Okay, everyone, downward facing dog. As you lift the hips, switch the feet. Side plank balance, left hand, outer edge of the left foot. Step the right foot forward. We're doing this for the benefit of the IT band stretch, less so than the balance and strength work of side plank. So with the right foot stepped pretty far forward, push down into the right foot and really pulse your hips up a few times here. All right, and then both hands down, and this is going to take us into pigeon. Set the right knee behind the right wrist, heel tuck towards the left hip, and down to the forearms. You could always stay higher or support yourself higher with a block underneath the hands, but let the hips support themselves. If you need to be higher, it's a push through that back knee and a little bit more of a cat-rounded back to help you. I'm doing that now. Lower as works. Pretty quick look at pigeon, just one more breath here. And then we gotta find our way back to downward facing dog. And slowly walk your hands backwards to the feet. Hands to the waist, point the elbows up to the sky, long spine this time as we stand all the way up. And walk to the front end. Okay, second side, lift the arms up to the sky. This time you should be, for second side, right foot forward, step the left foot back. If you happened to already have done this, make sure you're switching sides. Warrior two, spin the back heel down, open it up. Side angle, elbow to the knee, top arm palm down overhead. Look down at the ground. Can you take both hands to the inside of the foot? I'm just sort of setting fingertips down, keeping the legs, again, in that same shape for warrior two. Side angle, noticing how it all relates in for the down dog lunge creation. A little extra time under tension in the legs without having to use as much in the upper body too. That's always nice. Elbow to knee, walk it back up. Left arm, palm down overhead. Side angle. And warrior two. Cartwheel the hands on either side of the front foot. Pick up the back heel, slide it into plank. Side plank, right hand outer edge of the right foot. As you spin, step the left foot forward. That big kickstand. Left arm up to the sky, look up. And then pulse your hips higher. Try to keep less weight in the right hand by pushing the weight up and back into the legs. So right hand, shoulder, stay happy with you. Okay, this goes into pigeon. Two hands down, left knee to the left wrist, heel towards the right. Again, back knee can help be the prop for your hips to be as high or as low as works for your body. Come down to the forearms. Try to lengthen out the breath here, just 3-4 long breaths. And then walk it back to the hands. Downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. Come forward to plank. Okay, here's your option again. Do you want to lower down and then up dog? The focus is the up dog, not the chaturanga here. If it worked for you, front of the feet in a high plank. And then hips come down and forward. Legs stay off the ground. It's just feet and hands here in the up dog position. Squeeze the glutes like crazy to support you. And then everyone back to downward facing dog. Lift the right leg up into the air, three-legged dog. Step all the way forward to your low lunge. Warrior three, can we fly here? Hands to the hips. Take the weight into the right leg, lift the left leg off of the mat. With the hands at the hips, it'll help you to see, at least it helps me, to see how square the hips are or not. Try to pull the right hip a little up and back, left hip around and down. Take the arms out in front as works. Straighten the right leg as works. Take both hands down to the ground and open this into half moon. Notice how the bottom leg has to externally rotate in the hip to get the left hip, the top hip, to open here. Using the base leg to change your positions, and then all the way back into a low lunge. Downward facing dog. Lift the left leg into the sky, three-legged dog. Step all the way forward into your lunge. Helping hand is totally available to you to get into that full stride. Okay, to take warrior three, it's like a starting gate at the race. You can bring the right foot close in, hands up to the waist, and give you that power and hold in the gut. And then lift the right leg up. Right away, I noticed my right hip wanting to open as if it was half moon pose, but we're just in warrior three right now. Try to square it off. Extend the arms. More bend in the left knee sometimes is helpful there to keep the hips square. Then change to half moon. Drop the hands so you get that recentering of foundation. And then straighten more through the standing leg. Externally rotate from that bottom hip to open up top side of the body. Right hand, right hip high. Very nicely done. Low lunge. Step to plank. Lower down to the mat. This time stay down on the mat. Bend both knees. Okay, you pick. Reach your hands back, hold air, or reach your hands back. Find your feet and hold on. Bow pose, lift, lift, lift. Everything that we can up, just like all the other belly down back bends, just a little different shape. Great work in the front of the hip there. Release the legs. Push it back to child's pose. And then change to sit down onto your mat. Soles of the feet on the mat. Take the arms straight out, palms face in towards each other. Stay pretty high on the sit bones, but leaned back enough that you have access without this being all about hip flexors to extend the right leg. Just on the right side, take little pulses here. And then set the right foot flat. And do the same on the left side. Left leg extends long. Point the toes. A little more activation in the front of the quad. And pulse. Okay, 2 feet back down. Your choice to stay right there. Lift the heels, next option. Lift the legs a little bit, next option. Or straighten the legs, next option. One more breath. You've got this. Soles of the feet back down to the mat. Lie onto your back. Keep the soles of the feet there, so knees straight up to the sky. Bridge pose, we're doing this with movement. With the breath, inhale, lift the hips up. Slowly exhale and lower the hips back down. Do it like that several more times. Inhale, lift. Nice little squeeze at the top. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Same-ish thing, but adding on. Take the right ankle over the left thigh. Point the right knee out to the side, so you've got that figure 4 shape in the legs. And then add the bridge pose to it. Push down through the left leg. This time stay at the top of bridge pose. You could interlace the hands, kind of wiggle it around if you want a little bit more lift. From there, can you kick the right leg straight into the air? And sole of the foot back down to the mat. Release the hands, lower the hips. One more side. Left ankle over the right thigh, knee out to the side. Great starting place, lots of action and rotation here. And then we add on. Push down through the right foot to lift the hips. Good stage would be to hold the edges of the yoga mat rather than interlace the hands underneath. It feels better for me on this side. And then we'll extend the left leg straight up. Lower the leg flat against the mat. Release the hands and lower the hips. Hug both knees into the chest. Lift the head and shoulders and get in a little tighter squeeze. Hold both hands behind the right ankle. Kick the left leg out, right leg up. Still got head and shoulders lifted here. You can add a little bit of a pulse in the top leg. Lower the head and shoulders down. Take the right leg out to the side. Hold just with the right hand. Anywhere along the leg, from the foot to the thigh will work. Make it more doable by setting the sole of the left foot down instead of extending the leg. Play with it. And release the right leg. Find yourself back again, knees to chest. Squeeze in tight. Challenge the hip flexor in that deep flexion. Lift your head and shoulders up. Both hands behind the left ankle. Hold on. And shoot the legs out, right leg long, left leg high. Add the little beats or pulses. Lower the head and shoulders. Left hand does all the work, so take the left leg out to the side. Again, right foot can be sole the foot on the floor to make that a little bit more doable in the reach. And let's release the left leg all the way back down. One more time, both knees into the chest. Hug tight. From here, your supine twist. Take the hands out towards a T shape. Drop both knees over towards the right side. If you'd like to add anything on to the supine twist, go for it. Add-ons might be like eagle legs or stretching the left leg straight. Bring the legs across the center and let them fall to the second direction. Again, a same or a different add-on in this direction is fine, or none at all. All right, bring the knees back into the middle. We've got just a little bit to sit up for. Rock yourself to a seated position. Soles of the feet together, knees out. Baddha Konasana. Rather than having the heels close in to the center line, move the legs further out so it takes us into Tadasana, star pose, sometimes called Omega pose. And try to bow your forehead to your feet. And I believe most would say this is Omega pose if you take the hands behind your back. One hand, thumb and first finger together. And the other hand clasped around the wrist. Creating the infinite circle. Reminder of the cycles. For every beginning and end, for every end a beginning. Ponder this pose for a few more breaths. Then build your torso upright. Extend your legs straight. Seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Reach towards your feet. Think long spine at first, eyes towards the toes. If there's space for you, bend the elbows out to the sides. And relax the arms around the back evenly. Look down towards your legs. Yogis, I invite you to stay here for a couple of more breaths and then transition to do one more pose. And then from that one more pose, unwind and transition to Shavasana. That one more pose, yogi's choice. Can be as simple as staying here longer, as big as a full inversion, whatever you want. Find your way to that next pose. Hold it for 4 to 6 breaths, and then find your way to Shavasana. And as ever, Shavasana is what you want it to look like. Lie back, lie on your side, legs up the wall, sit. It's yours. Slowly now transition from Shavasana back to a seat, perhaps much like the seat where you started practice. Now towards the end of this movement cycle, again, do a quick check-in. How are you feeling? Toes, feet, legs, hips, torso, shoulders, arms, hands, neck, head. I hope that check-in brings you fullness for the next cycle that you're walking towards. Let's bring palms together, thumbs to the sternum, and Anjali Mudra. As a way of closing this practice, the sound of Om. Sing along, listen, tune it out. Empty out the breath. Take a breath in. Full gratitude to you, each other, this practice. Namaste.